Oh, can't forget about that. Oh, oh. Here we are. Paints. Well, paints. The little acrylic ones I have. And of course, the classic too large. Okay, let me just check one more time. Okay. Okay. Well, time to start, I guess. Okay. 3, 2, 1, action. Hi, welcome back to my live stream. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a good day. Sorry, I completely forgot that. I have had a morning. I've had a morning. I've had a morning. It was a lot to say. But now I'm here, and let's get painting. So for today's painting, basically, I'm doing, here, I'll show you. It's supposed to be like a little flower here. I'm going basic today. I'm doing a little flower, but once I add more of the background, then you'll fully see what it's going to represent, if that makes sense. But, okay. So, let's see. Okay, first things first, gotta make sure I'm using the right paintbrush. And we're off. So let's see, what should I talk about? Okay, so yesterday obviously I had a lot to talk about because of all the chaos that has been going around in America lately, but I've decided that for today's live stream, try not to talk about that because that's obviously a very subtle, not subtle, very, I don't know. It's a topic that's very sensitive, I want to say. So, but anyways, so pretty much here's what happened to me at my job today. So, my job recently for the past 2 days, we have been very busy in the mornings, okay? Very busy. And then like a few hours later, we would be like just dead quiet. And when I mean dead quiet, I mean like just dead silence. That's literally it. And what's weird is that I actually had gotten to clock out of my job around almost like almost 11. Hi there. Hi, hello. I see you're saying hi, hello. Welcome back. Yeah, so I got to clock out of my job at almost 11 o'clock, which is weird because normally I am. I normally. I, I normally clock out of my job like somewhere past 11, but for today though, instead I got to clock out around almost 10 really. So, yeah, there's that. That's fun. I love your painting so much. You're so talented. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And hello to everyone who's showing up for my live stream. So, yeah, so for today's live stream, I'm going to be doing a little flower, but once I add the background, because that's what I'm doing, so I trace out, if you can't tell, I sketch on my canvases first. First thing I do is I sketch on my canvas, and then I take black paint, specifically this is acrylic paint. I take black acrylic paint, and then I just start outlining where I'd sketched out on, so that way I know like where I want to paint, like add the colors, and I don't know. It's just more of a way for me to see like what details I'm working with, or what colors I can use for this and that. But yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, today is today is basically a year since I started going live on YouTube. Today marks a full year. I can't believe it. 1 full year on YouTube. 1 full year today. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've been live on YouTube for over a year now. Hi. Nice. It is nice. Um, I will tell you this though, it was definitely challenging to say the least. Because here's the thing though, I generally was afraid to really go live on YouTube for many reasons. I'm a sub. Oh, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I love your painting. Oh, thank you. Oh, wait, if you want to, you can check out the picture I took at my workplace this morning. So this morning I had posted pictures of the sunset, of the weather, from my workplace. So yeah. And I just thought it was beautiful. So, and I don't know why, but it kind of made me thought of it as like a painting. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna take a photo, and just the way it came out. I mean, obviously, I'm not a professional photographer, but it definitely looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice, I will say. Question: Where did you get the moon poster in the background? Okay, first off, this is not a poster. It's a tapestry. It's a tapestry. See? It's a tapestry. So, and I got it from a little store in my city, downtown, or somewhere downtown in the city where I live at, called The Witch in the Cove. And I went there because I was with my brother and a few of his old friends at the time. He had invited me to get out of the house because it was around the time of COVID. It was around the time of COVID, I think, or it was late 2019. I don't remember. It was one of the two. But one of my brother's friends had decided to invite me to go hang out with them for the day, and we stopped by this little store called The Witch in the Cove. And at first, I was a little bit skeptical about it, but then I just loosened up and said, you know what, this is the first time I've ever been in a place like that, so yeah. So anyways, yeah, I went in the store, and honestly, not a lot was like really catching my eye, if I'm gonna be honest. I was more so just browsing in the store, if that makes sense. I was just browsing in the store, but then this tapestry had caught my eye. I looked at it and I was like, huh. That could be actually very interesting to have on my wall. And I decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna put that on my wall. And well, I bought it and it's been on my wall ever since. And I think it looks nice. Okay, so here's what I got so far. Here, I want to show you. So obviously it's not done yet, but yeah. Okay. Hello, do you know the next video you do is please do a Zodiac one, please. I love those. Oh, sure. Actually, I got some planned. I got some videos planned. Get ready for this week. I got some videos that I'm planning for this week, so I love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That's so sweet. Don't worry, Zyla, I have videos planned this week, so get ready. Let's see, what else? Alright. Oh wait, I was gonna do green! Oh shoot. Why do I keep the green? Sorry. Okay, side note, okay, I had recently been organizing my stuff for 2026 because I've been wanting to be more organized or more clean. Bye, beauty. Have a good day. And now I can't even find like what I'm looking for. Ow. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was busy looking for this green. Also, if you heard me say ow, it was because my head was under the table. I don't know why, but when I was a child, I was always scared. I don't know if anyone else did this when they were younger, and maybe still as an adult, but when I was younger, I was very scared to hit my head underneath the table so many times that I would have like this feeling in the back of my head, right? I'd have this feeling on the back of my head, and I would, if I was like underneath anything, underneath a table or something like that, and like lift my head up, and I tried to do it very slowly because I was very afraid of like slamming my head underneath the table. Do not ask me, okay, why I would say that or think that. It's only because this is what I thought of when I was a kid, okay? I was not a normal kid, let's be honest. Let's be real. I was not a normal kid, but yeah. I don't know if anyone else have gone through that when they were younger, but that's what I did. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways. Let's see, what was I talking about again? Sorry, I completely lost track. Oh, yeah, right. So earlier I was saying that today marks my 1 year of going live. I've been going live on YouTube for a year now. I first started on January 11th, 2025, and not gonna lie, it has been a challenge. It has been a challenge, okay? Because at first I started going live once a week. Only because at the time I was going live on my TikTok account for 3 times a week, and yeah. Then later I started going live twice a week, but specifically I would go live every Saturday and Tuesday. Okay, Saturday and Tuesday. And I don't know why, I just felt very exhausted doing all that I was just like, you know what, I'm too tired. That I made a post. I remembered I made a post because I was just like saying, hey, do you think I should start going live regularly on Saturdays and Tuesdays, or go live Saturdays and Sundays? Hi there, the Rian edits. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, I am very sorry. So yeah, and then people said I should go live on the weekends, and well, here we are. And not gonna lie, going live is definitely a lot different than just posting a random video on here. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I went live, I was very nervous because, hi, what are your pronouns? My pronouns are he, his, and him. What are your pronouns? But my sexual my sexual identification is bisexual. So there you go. Anyways, so sorry, I completely lost what I was talking about because someone asked me a question. I'm also bisexual. Aw, beautiful picture. Aw, thank you. Cool. I can't steam so much makes me. Oh, I can't stream. Okay. Okay, well, let me just tell you this. The first time I started streaming, I was very nervous because here's the thing though. When I first started off posting on YouTube, I was posting for fun, and then when the 2020 pandemic had happened, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep posting and grow my audience. And my audience was pretty much growing like just slowly, really, just slowly. But I wasn't expecting to become like a famous influencer or anything like that. I was trying to grow my audience because I wanted to grow alongside a community of people. However, though, the one thing that I should have known is when it comes to social media platforms, obviously, there's also the side where you get a lot of hate, you get a lot of trolls. And let me tell you, I have gotten so many haters and trolls, okay? I'm being real. What music do you listen to? Sometimes I listen to rock, other times I listen to alternative style music, indie pop, or by any indie artists. Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, I I am no stranger to like witnessing a lot of haters and trolls, and it's just nasty. I'm just gonna be real. It is just nasty because I don't know where like people like have the time or energy to go around and just like spread hate so much when we're currently in a world where like hate is being spread way too much. And honestly, it was, to me though, it was really sad because it definitely took a toll on my mental health. And definitely made me think about like what's my whole purpose on like posting on YouTube really. Do people think I'm trying to get famous or anything like that? No. But I guess that's how it looks, and pretty much, yeah. So that had happened so much. And it's even happened to the point where, like, people just, I don't know. I remembered specifically there was a time in my life where basically a lot of haters and trolls, if I were to post a video or anything like that, someone would obviously comment and say something very negative and very nasty that I would honestly would not even want to get out of bed that day. So, yeah. And I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard dealing with that, especially since I've been posting on YouTube since I was 18. Okay? I've been posting on YouTube since I was 18, and it really does suck when you feel like a lot of times people are gonna hate you for reasons that don't really make sense to you, and how people want to make jokes that aren't really funny. So, yeah. All I can say is there's definitely some people out there who take jokes, or at least what they call jokes, a little too far. I'm so happy that somebody is bi too. Aww. You're welcome. I think. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Here's the thing though. I came out as bisexual when I was 20. Okay? I was 20 years old. I came out as bisexual. I came out pretty much in like the weirdest way possible, or at least in like the weirdest scenario, I should say. So basically how I knew I was bi was I had saw a guy back when I was in college, and I started having feelings for him, which I was a little bit confused about. And then I saw the guy again. We met at the party. Um, we shared a smooch. We shared a smooch. A smooch? Oh wait, I'm trying not to get pain in my hair. Yes, we shared a smooch. We shared a smooch. And then after the said smooch was done, we both walked away. And then a few minutes later, I saw him again, and he had his arms wrapped around a guy, and they were kissing, and they said, "Hey, this is my boyfriend." And I was like, "Oh, God, no. So basically, because here's the thing though, I didn't even know that dude was dating somebody. I thought he was single. I thought he was single. And then I saw at said party, he brought his boyfriend, and I apparently made out with someone's boyfriend without knowing that they had a boyfriend. So, yeah, that's. But then afterwards, I left because like that's the most awkward situation. I'm gonna be honest. That's the most awkward situation. Let's be real, okay? And I made sure to stay away because I wasn't gonna be. I didn't want to be anybody's side piece. I was too busy trying to figure out who I was as a human being. And clearly, I did not want to be that. Okay. But, anyways, back to what I was talking about. So, yeah, haters and trolls, I get that all the time. A little bit fail. Yes, I failed. Dom, my boy. Who's? Okay, I listen to K-pop and sometimes I listen to Czech. Am I saying that right? Czech music. Okay, I am from Czech Republic. Okay, hopefully I'm saying that country's name right. If I'm saying it wrong, I am very sorry. Yeah, not gonna lie, I do listen to K-pop too. I will be honest. I do listen to K-pop too, but specifically I listen to groups like Dreamcatcher. Um, I still listen to other groups that sadly have disbanded. Like I used to listen to this one group called Purple Kiss and their song Ponzana. I don't really know what that word means, so if it means something, please tell me. But yeah, and then last year in November, I found out that Purple Kiss had disbanded, and yeah, that was sad. And then there was another group that year that I stand called Pixie, and then they disbanded. They disbanded after 2 years. And I was just like, mm. So all I have left is Dreamcatcher, but Dreamcatcher, their last single came out in like 2024. So, do you know Stray Kids? Do you know Stray Kids? Do I know Stray Kids? No. Well, I know the band. Hold on here, let me show you. So this is what I got so far now. Do I know Stray Kids? Truth be told, I did not know who Stray Kids was until I had listened to their song Boom, 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 Boom. Oh god. Yeah, I think that though, what's the name? Felix? Is it Felix? I think what drew my attention was I was just doom scrolling through Instagram, not Instagram. I was doom scrolling on TikTok, and I came across this video of this K-pop artist from basically I didn't know what group he was from, but basically he was like singing very low and deep, like he was going boom da 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 boom da 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 boom 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 boom, and then I watched it again. I was like, whoa. So I decided to check out what's this artist's name, and his name is Felix. Apparently his name is Felix, and he's from the group Stray Kids. And I was just like, wow. And then later, I came across a group that their song I listened to, a group called ATEZ, I think, called like Lemon Drop Closer. Yeah, so I listened to Lemon Drop and I was like, wow, that's a summer song. And then I heard another one from a solo artist. I think she's from a group called I don't know what's it called, but it's spelled WJSN, I think. Her name is Dayong, I think. She has that song, I don't know, she has that song that goes, "Put your body on my body, won't you come and make a move? Ain't nobody that can do it like you. Put your body on my body, need that midnight rendezvous." You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? Is her name Dayong? Dayong? Am I saying her name right? Yeah. She released that song called Body, I think. He looks like an angel, but he has a voice from evil. Yes. Talking about me or Felix? If you're talking about Felix, okay. If you're talking about me, aww, I think I know. Alright. Okay. Well, it's time to make this. Wait. Oh, do I want to, which one was the shade that I used? Was it this one? Was it this one? Sorry, I'm trying to remember which. Or did I use a darker blue? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what did I use. Shoot. I'm gonna have to go through the. I think I know. Felix. Sorry. Oh, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, wait. I knew what I was gonna do with the red. Hold on. I knew what I was gonna do with the red. Oh, wait. There's already red only here. My bad. Okay. So here we have. So for those who don't know, this is my little cup. So, why does it seem to me that everyone likes Felix? I don't know why. I think it's just because like people love to have a stan, I guess. This is what I also did, like doing a little bit of research of like people who love K-pop groups or even like Western artist groups or something like that, is that fans do tend to like have a certain person in the group that they love more or want more of. Like one thing that I think is a good example would be so I came across this group when I was a teenager. They were called PCD, and basically they were a group that was like from like 2004 or something up to like 2009. But anyways, so apparently they had their lead vocalist. Her name is Nicole, but she goes by the artist name Nicole Scherzinger. And basically, she was the front and center, and apparently everyone loved her and like knew her name, which obviously doesn't sound bad, but then compared to how like the other members got, like, I mean, there was this one member, her name was Melanie. Melody or Melanie? I don't know. She would occasionally be like front and center, but then apparently Nicole would get upset that, you know, Melanie had outshined her and dot dot dot, which I'm thinking, wait a second. Nicole basically sings like in every single song, like, meaning like she seems like she has like 100% of the lines so much. Why does she have like, I don't know, why is she complaining about not being front and center? Like, if you're upset about that, then be a soloist. And then when she did become a soloist, she just she just flopped and needed the group to basically save her music career. That's all I can say. Okay. So I'm making the petals red just because I feel like it'd be very fitting. Sorry, what's your question? I didn't know how to write in English. Oh, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. What school subject don't you like? I don't like math. Oh, what school subject that I didn't like when I was a kid? Oh, now this is gonna get interesting. Gym. Okay, let me just explain. So, I wasn't really much of like a gym or sports person growing up. Uh, so, whenever I would have gym class, I would essentially just be like, I would always ask to be in the background. I'd always ask to be in the background or like the last person in the class, or whatever class I was in, to be like saying, "Hey, I don't want to be. I want to be last. Please pick me last," or at least put me in a group that wouldn't mind us losing by like 1 point. I'm not kidding. So there was this one time when I was in high school. Right? There was this one time I was in high school. Okay, I was in gym class, and basically I was playing volleyball with my classmates. But one of my classmates had hit the volleyball to me, and then I had caught the ball, and they were like, "Okay, who's out?" And I was like, "Uh, I don't know." Because here's the thing, though, I had no idea who was on my whose team I was on, and actually nobody knew. And that was the moment I realized, wow, wow, all eyes, like all 30 plus eyes of my classmates were on me. They were looking at me and going, "Wait, whose team were you on again?" And I was just like, wow, that's just fun. So yeah, and then my teacher was like, I kid you not, even my teacher was confused. My teacher, she looked at me and went, "Wait, weren't you on her team?" And I would be like, "I don't know." And then I just said, "Please sat me out." And then for the rest of the period, I was sat out for the rest of my gym class, the rest of gym period. But during that entire time, I basically questioned why, uh, like, was this not the most embarrassing moment in my life? In gym, in gym class, as a freshman in high school gym class. Is that not the most embarrassing? Because here's the thing, though. The only way I would know like whose team I was on was I had this friend, right? Her friend, my friend was named Tabitha. Well, her name is still Tabitha. We just haven't talked in many, many years. Um, so she and I both became friends in gym class, pretty much somehow that I don't know how, but we just did. We became friends. We clicked. People thought we were dating, but I was like, nope, we weren't dating. Hi, King. Hi, John. It's been a while. How you been? How you been, John? Oh, to anybody's watching this stream, go check out John's YouTube channel right here. This is his username. Len. That I can't pronounce that part, but all I can pronounce is Frog298. Go check out his videos. Trust me, you will have a laugh. You will definitely enjoy. But yeah, so I had this one friend named Tabitha, and if we were both on the same team, then I would know like what team I was on, because she would basically be like, "He's on a team with me," and then she'd say, "Our captain is this person." Ow, I just hit my hand under the table. Long time no see. I'm good. What about you? I'm okay. I mean, I just slammed my hand. I just slammed my hand underneath my table. Underneath my table, so. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bruising or anything like that, but okay. Okay, so here's what I got now. I need to go. It was good stream. Okay. You're an artist? I guess. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I'm not a normal artist. I'm more abstract. I'm an abstract artist, if that makes sense. Meaning, my artwork doesn't make sense. Like, here's something that I made a while ago. And then here's something. This is actually a painting a few people have told me they liked. So yeah, they definitely like this one because this one definitely has a lot of meaning. So. Whoa. I don't know. I love your drawings. Aw, are you lying deliberately sometimes? What would I be lying about? Okay, the only thing I would be lying about though, okay, and this is just me being honest. The only thing I would lie about is whether or not I ate healthy today. If I ate healthy food. Let me explain. I've been trying to put myself on a better diet, right? I'm trying to put myself on a better diet. But once in a while, you just become such a sucker for like all the sweets and treats and all that. And I'm just like, uh, it's my guilty pleasure. And then when someone asks me like, how's the diet going? I'm just like, it's going good. And then I'd just be lying through my teeth. So, yeah. The only thing I would be deliberately lying about is whether or not I am eating healthy. Which I think you should eat healthy, it's good for you, but yeah, once in a while I just become a slave to my own desires of food. That's all I can say. Did it snow at your place? No, it hadn't. We definitely though. I do remember that we got like some frost. We had like frost actually, like a few months ago. We had frost a few months ago, and well, since then we really haven't had much. Hope that clears up some things. Um, the last time it ever really did snow, though, I remember it was, I think it was last year it had snowed. It actually snowed on like two of my days off. It snowed on two of my days that I had off, and during those days, my coworker, he was supposed to be working those days, but because it had snowed so much, all the roads were closed. All the roads were closed. So pretty much he couldn't get to work, which meant here's the thing though, not only did it mean that he didn't have to go to work, he literally did not had to go to work for 5 days. He didn't have to go to work for 5 days. Let me explain. Okay, let me explain. Okay, so me and my coworker, we have very interesting work schedules because we both work in the kitchen. We both work together on the weekends, meaning Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday through Friday, we both have our own days when we work. Okay? I work Mondays and Tuesdays. He works Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. He is off Mondays and Tuesdays. He's off Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm off Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I used to work Fridays, but then they cut off my days. Just out of the blue. So, yeah. I didn't even get a warning or anything like that. Just out of the blue, they just cut off my days. That's all I can say. But, anyways. So yeah, so when it did snow that day, not only did he get 5 days off, so Friday was also my day off, but then I got a phone call that said like my coworker couldn't get out of his neighborhood because it was snowed in, and they were wondering if I could come in, and I said sure, but I have to make sure there's not any black ice. And well, luckily there wasn't really black ice, but still though. I spent an entire Friday working. Well, not working. I worked the entire morning, so. What's your favorite food? Be specific. Okay, if we're being specific, I love Italian food. I am a sucker for Italian food. I love pasta, I love chicken Alfredo. Um, Basically, I love anything that involves pasta. Specifically, I don't know why. I think it's like I want to say like the ingredients, like the seasoning or anything like that. I don't know why, but I am a sucker for anything Italian. Like I love Italian food. And I know people are going to be like, "Oh, you mean like pasta? You mean like pizzas and stuff?" No, 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 no. I'm talking about like pasta and chicken Alfredo and what's that one? It's like risotone? Not risotto. Am I saying that right? Risotone? I don't know. But yeah, I just love Italian food. I don't know why. As a kid, I loved it. I've always loved it. Yeah. So yeah, if there's any place with Italian food like spaghetti or pasta or anything like that, or really any type of pasta, I'm in. Yeah. So. Whew, okay. So this one's the blue. Oh wait, but this one's nah. Not what? Oh. And here's what I got so far, and like the whole flower thing. Okay. Where's the... Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find like a dark blue. I think this one should work. Or this one. I don't know. I'm gonna test out this one real quick because I'm gonna make this a little bit of a darker blue real quick. Okay. Well, let's see you work your magic. Oh, getting close, but alright. So yeah, so pretty much today's little painting is just like it's like a little flower drawing, I guess. But do you like Asian food? I like it, but I'm just not too crazy about it, if that makes sense. I mean, I would love to try more though, because there's a lot of other Asian foods I've never tried before. Um, but yeah. I mean, if I tried like more, then obviously I would love to have more. Or my taste buds might change, I don't know. Well, I prefer sweet foods, and sometimes I have something spicy too. Okay, yeah, that is true. I am a sucker for. So once in a while, though, I will have something sweet, and other times I will have something very, very spicy. Like, here's the thing, though. I am a sucker for any type of spicy foods too, and at first I'm thinking, oh, it's all good and there's like no repercussions until I have to face the music that basically I had destroyed my stomach. Let me explain. So, one of the most common foods I eat is spicy chicken sandwiches. I don't know why, they're just really good. I love them. I wish I could have more of them or like have them in my fridge every day, but obviously I can't. So, yeah. But, anyways. So, as I was, oh, well, this color does actually work. I just need to see if I can make more. So, every time I would have a spicy chicken sandwich, I would say, oh, this is so good, I'm not going to have regrets. But then, a few hours later, boom, I have regrets. Like, I remember going to the bathroom at my job like way too many times that I nearly thought that I was going to fall ill. Let's just say that. Let's just say that I was positive that I was going to die at like any moment. But then I realized that I couldn't keep doing that to myself, so I had to have my own form of like portion control. That's all I can say. And although it has worked occasionally here and there, I will always somehow go and get a spicy chicken sandwich if I'm at a place that sells spicy chicken sandwiches, if that makes sense. So yeah. It's I have a problem. and that is spicy chicken sandwiches I'm a slave for. And people can say I have a problem with that, and I just say, well, how do you? I plead the, what's it called? I plead the fifth or something like that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I might never stop eating spicy chicken sandwiches because they're just so good and they're just so addicting, and I should probably learn to control my spice tolerance. I don't know. And as a normal meal, probably schnitzel with mashed potatoes. Alright. Schnitzel with mashed potatoes. Okay, not bad. I wouldn't say that's not bad. For me, a normal meal, I don't know, because normally whenever I have a normal meal, it would consist of things like anything like meat related, or at least something of like a fried potato. So yeah, because that's actually been my diet lately, which obviously is not healthy, but you know, you do and have things you probably shouldn't have or anything like that. Okay, first off, hold on, sorry, I'm getting distracted by like this blue color that I currently have. Hey bro, long time no see. How you doing, BTW? I am doing okay. I'm currently painting the background for this little drawing, and I was just gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like how this blue turned out. Basically, it was a much lighter blue than I had expected, but then I had mixed in some permanent black. So specifically, I mixed up ultramarine. I mixed up ultramarine with permanent black, and I got this background. So, and like I said, I think it turned out pretty okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the audience decide what they think or not. Like, what do you guys think of like the background? Because I think the background color, I think it turned out okay. I think it turned out pleasant, but I'll definitely zoom it in. And also, I always post these too, so you know, you can always check these out later whenever I post it. Okay, and for dinner, I'll have French fries, BTW. I love French fries. Oh, don't we all? Okay. So I think I'm almost done with the background here. And like I said, not gonna lie, I do kind of like how it sort of had turned out. Kind of like it a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'll let you, the audience, decide or tell me what you think once I had post this and also show you more of it. So like here. There we go. Okay. So here's what we have for the background. I think the background, like I said, turned out nicely. And if you're wondering again, like what colors I used for the background for this one, I had used ultramarine. And I had used permanent black to make that color. Which, not gonna lie, I do like the color. I don't know, just because it just seems more like my vibe, really. But yeah, like I said, I will definitely let you guys decide in the comments when I post this later today. Oh, I should definitely hold on. Because I'm trying to think of like for this section right here, for like the stem of it all. I'm gonna use this one's light olive. Is there anything I have that's like a little bit darker though, but like still green though? Shoot. What if I don't? Is this it? Grass green. I think this should work. Or I should have at least maybe a little bit. No, I do not. Let me try again. Come on. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Sorry, I'm trying to get even like the littlest. Because now remembering, I had used these paints when I took an art class back in college, and most of these paints I now see are pretty much like bone dry. Meaning like you can actually see, so like in this one you can see like it's all like dried up. It's all dried up. So, but I managed to get a little bit of green, and I'm gonna use that for, okay, for this little area right here. Oh, I should really move you, but I need to use you for when I need to trace out the black, Justin. No, oh shoot, I thought it ended up on the table. I was like, no. Okay. There we go. Oh wow, this is turning out pretty okay, I guess. Maybe despite. Yeah, so anyways. Yeah, I think this is turning out pretty okay. Definitely, I don't know. Why didn't you stream for 2 days? Why didn't you stream for 2 days over the weekend? I had waited. What kinds of movies do you like? Okay, so I only stream on the weekends because once in a while I need a break during the week because honestly sometimes I've heard that if you live stream a little too much, you can end up like almost like disassociating yourself a little bit from reality, I guess. But I still do love going live and chatting with you all, or chatting with everyone who shows up on my live stream. But I'm also just trying to make sure I'm not live streaming too much because I've been told that it can affect your mental health in many different ways. Why didn't you stream for 2 days over the weekend? Which weekend are you being specific about? Because there's also a few times I've known I did not go live for certain days because of personal reasons or personal things that had taken place. So, yeah. If so, I'm very sorry. What kind of movies do you like? I love anything horror or anything by Tim Burton. I'm a massive fan of anything horror. I love the jump scare. I love the adrenaline. I don't know how to explain it, but every time I see a horror movie, and like I'm always waiting for like that one scene to like get a jump scare. And I don't know why, but I always end up feeling like very giddy about it. That I'm always just like, come on, when's the jump scare? When's the jump scare? When's the jump scare? And then when there's a moment that I like kind of let my guard down a little, thinking like there's no jump scare or anything like that, and it's, just a normal scene. And then eventually, they pull out the jump scare, and I'm just like, ah! And then I'm like, while everyone else is like screaming or crying, I will be honest, while everyone else is like screaming or crying about the jump scare that they got, I end up laughing hysterically. And obviously, that kind of, I think, makes people think I'm a sociopath, but no. I just love horror. I love horror. It's my favorite genre. It brings me peace, I should say. It brings me peace. I don't know. I just love it. All the other movies that I've watched, I mean, they're okay, but I'm just like, when you sing the same old that like everyone else likes, it just doesn't make sense to you. Question: do you watch Stranger Things? No, I haven't, but I am planning to. I like fantasy, sci-fi, comedy, and animated films. Okay, this, I will be honest, despite me also saying that I love horror, occasionally I will watch like a comedy or I will watch an animated film. I will be honest. Um, so although this isn't a film, I don't think they did a film. I watched one called Arcane. Arcane? Uh, Hopefully I'm saying that right. Arcane, where one of the characters are sisters named Vi and Jinx, but Jinx had a name originally. Her name was Powder, and I gotta say I love the series. I love Arcane. I love how like basically obviously one sister tries to find and help the other sister, but then you get a little background of like how the sister came to be. And one of the scenes that broke my heart would definitely be when Vi had basically got a little bit aggressive with Jinx when she was a little kid. And that scene definitely looked terrifying. She definitely looked like she was suffering from PTSD, but obviously. Did you watch the movie Conjuring The Last Rites? No, I haven't. I'm actually planning on doing so. I'm actually planning on doing so this coming weekend, so no spoilers. Thank you. I love Arcane. Yes, and I love it too. However, though, I did not love what they did to Jinx in that final episode of season 2, okay? I do not. Like when Jinx throws herself over and falls, and then you see that scene where like it looks like she exploded with the monster and just like I mean that just broke and I was like, oh god, Vi. She must have been going through a lot in that scene. But yeah, however though, people are saying like she actually survived, like she found a way to like escape, but yeah. My favorite character is 11. Okay. I don't mind 11 either. I mean, like I said, so far I've only seen clips, but I am looking forward to actually watching the series. That is all I can say. Let's see, what else? Yeah. Let's see, comedies. Okay, so I've been watching a few comedies from like I want to say like from the 2010s or so. One comedy that definitely stuck out that makes me laugh is apparently anything with like this actress called Melissa McCarthy. Like, bro, you should watch From. It's a really good show. Okay, I'll definitely have to think about that, or I definitely have to make sure I remember that because half the time. Oh. So that's how I always end up with like. It's because here's the thing. I don't know if you can see it, but basically there's like a little piece. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little piece of the paintbrush that always sticks out. You see that? Like right there. That's how I always figure out how I ended up with like those little tiny dots of strokes. Oh, good lord. Wow, my paintbrush just wants to betray me apparently. But yeah. Well, you're not going to this time. You're not. Do. So yeah, anything with Melissa McCarthy, it's kind of like comedy that I watch. Anything else, I'd have to check it out myself. Or I'd have to check out like what's the hype about it. Okay, I'm just gonna fix up one more thing here before I call it a wrap. It's this little section that kind of got like a little bit of the background for the for the dark blue sky, but I'm definitely just gonna like attempt to fix it a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna post this again too, so like I said, like I always do, I always end up posting these, so you can comment down below and tell me like what you think. Show name from. Okay, I'll definitely. Okay, I'm going to bed now. I have to get up for school tomorrow. It's already 10:09. I don't know what time it is where you are. Great stream. Aw, thank you. And you have a good day now, okay? Break it. Break what? Actually, I will be honest. There's a machine, okay? There's this machine at my job that I've been desperately wanting to break or like let out some aggression, but I can't because it's like, oh, it's worth a lot of money that I do not currently have in my bank account. So yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh wait, I need to fix this up. I don't know why I'm like going to different paintbrushes. It's because like all the other paintbrushes I have in there are like all used up and they're all in water. So I can't tell which paintbrush I had used or which paintbrush I should have used, but yeah. Okay. But I'm trying to fix the leaf area here, just this little leaf area, just because it looked a little, not leafy, leaf. But anyways, okay, I think that is a wrap for today's painting. But tell me, what do you think? Okay. And like I said, I will be posting this later. I will be posting this on my channel later today. And yeah, don't forget to comment and make sure to comment down below on that post so that way you can tell me what you would have done differently or what do you think about it and what would you name it. Sorry, I needed to belch real quick. My apologies. Wow, looks beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Felix. Thank you so much, Felix Jace. Jace? Okay, hopefully I'm saying your username right. Okay, well, let's see. So what's going to happen? Okay, so I definitely have some short videos planned for this week. So get ready for some short videos. They're going to be a mixture of like my normal short videos that I post on here, like a mix of Bob's Burgers with some astrology videos as well. And I will also be going live again on Saturday. So make sure you turn on the notifications. So when I go live on Saturday on January 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure that's the time, okay? January 17th, 3 o'clock Eastern time here in the US. There. Now you know. I feel like I should always say that so that way people can be aware. Just saying. Well, it's good to tell. But anyways. So yeah, thank you to everyone showing up for my live stream again. I also can't believe it's been a full year since I started going live here on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I started going live on January 11th, 2025, and it is now January 11th, 2026, which means I have been live for a full year on my YouTube channel, and all I can say is it is a challenge, and also there are a lot of challenges going live because you don't know what type of audience, specifically those who either want to show love and support or want to be haters and trolls. That's what I'm saying. And let's just say I am no stranger to haters and trolls every single day. But, you know, I always try to make sure not to have so many haters and trolls, like, get on my case, like, try to say stuff that you should not say to another human being. Make sure that you spread love, and yeah. But anyways, thank you again for showing up on my live stream. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this live stream, please hit the like button. If you are a new subscriber, or if you like to subscribe, make sure you are subscribed. And also, don't forget to turn on the alarm button for when I go live on Saturday again at January 17th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right? And let's see what else. And like I said, I'll also be posting some short videos throughout the week, so that way, you have like some form of content to watch, I guess. But anyways, thank you again so much for joining my live stream. And as always, I hope you have a good day and or night. And also, as always, take care and stay safe. Mwah. Bye. Also, if you're a new subscriber, that's basically what I do at the end of my live stream. I always end up blowing a kiss to the camera. Because why not? Mwah. You deserve love. You deserve some love. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, and have a good day. Alright? Mwah. Bye.